Once upon a time, in the sun-drenched city of Al-Qamar, a land where the air shimmered with heat and the call to prayer floated across golden rooftops, there lived a humble gold merchant named Hassan. His shop stood in the heart of the old bazaar, a place alive with color and sound, where the sparkle of gold drew people from every corner of the land. Hassan's trade was prosperous, yet his heart carried quiet disappointment. His eldest son, Yusuf, was unlike the others. While merchants' sons spoke with confidence and carried themselves with pride, Yusuf was painfully shy. He avoided crowds, spoke in whispers, and trembled each time a stranger addressed him. Hassan often scolded him out of frustration. "How will you ever run this shop?" he would say, "if you cannot even look a man in the eye?" Each word left a scar on Yusuf's heart. Shame replaced courage. Silence replaced confidence. And soon he began to believe what others whispered, that he was weak, incapable, and destined to fail. When he turned 18, Hassan, weary but determined, handed him the shop keys. "It's time you proved yourself," he said. For a few days, Yusuf managed well. He cleaned the shelves, greeted customers timidly, and polished the gold with care. But one afternoon, two well-dressed men entered the shop. Their words were smooth, their tone commanding. "Your father sent us," one said. "He requires all the gold prepared for the emir's palace by nightfall." Yusuf hesitated. Something felt wrong, but fear sealed his lips. Without question, he handed over every last piece of gold. When Hassan returned and found the shop empty, his fury shook the street. "You fool," he shouted. "You've ruined me." Yusuf tried to speak, but his throat locked. I thought." "Enough," Hassan cried. "You have brought shame upon this family. Leave." That night, under the pale moon, Yusuf wandered through the desert's edge, tears streaming down his face. The cool wind carried the scent of dust and jasmine, but in his heart, there was only pain. He walked until he reached the river cliffs, the same place travelers came to pray at dawn. Looking down at the dark water below, he whispered, "I am useless. I have failed everyone. Maybe it's better if I end this." Just as he took a step forward, a calm voice called from behind. "Peace be upon you, young man." Yusuf turned to see a traveler in white robes, a man with kind eyes and a gentle presence. His name was Ibrahim, a wandering scholar known across the desert for his wisdom. Ibrahim approached slowly. "Why would you throw away the life Allah has given you?" Yusuf fell to his knees, sobbing. "Because I am nothing," he said. "I fail at everything I touch. My father hates me. I am too afraid to live." Ibrahim placed a hand on his shoulder. "You are not weak, Yusuf. You are simply imprisoned by your fear. But fear is not your enemy, it is your teacher. If you let me, I will show you how to break free." And so Yusuf followed him. The next morning, Ibrahim gave him his first challenge. "Go into the bazaar," he said, "and speak to 10 strangers. Ask them about their lives. Listen no matter how they respond. You do not need to impress them. You only need to speak." Yusuf's heart raced. He had never approached strangers before. His voice trembled as he asked his first question, and the man ignored him. The second merchant mocked him. But Yusuf did not stop. He kept going, to the baker, the potter, the blacksmith, even a beggar sitting by the gate. By sunset, he had spoken to 10 people. Some had smiled. A few had even shared their stories. His palms were sweaty, but his heart, for the first time, felt light. That evening, Ibrahim smiled when Yusuf told him. "You see," he said, "courage grows only when we use it." The following day, Ibrahim gave another task. "Today, you will teach something to a group of children." Yusuf panicked. "Teach, but I have no knowledge to share." Ibrahim chuckled. "Then share what life has already taught you." So Yusuf gathered a few children under a palm tree near the market. His hands shook as he began. "Gold," he said softly, "is shaped by fire. It melts, it bends, it suffers, but in the end, it shines brighter than before." The children listened with wide eyes. When he finished, they clapped and asked questions. A small smile crossed Yusuf's face, a real one. For the first time, he felt the joy of being heard. On the third morning, Ibrahim gave him one final challenge. "You must face your father," he said. "Ask for forgiveness." Yusuf's chest tightened. "He will never forgive me." "Then forgive yourself first," Ibrahim replied. That afternoon, Yusuf walked home. His father sat behind the counter, staring at the single gold bracelet that remained. Yusuf knelt beside him. "Father," he said, voice trembling, "I failed because I was afraid. But fear is the real thief. I want to start again. I will rebuild what I lost." Hassan looked into his son's eyes. eyes no longer filled with shame, but quiet determination. "Get up," he said softly. "You remind me of myself when I was young." For the first time, they embraced. Days turned to months, and Yusuf worked tirelessly beside his father. Slowly, the gold shop flourished again, brighter, fuller, stronger. But this time, something had changed in Yusuf. He no longer avoided people. He spoke with calm confidence. He no longer ran from challenges, he met them head-on. Years later, Yusuf became one of the most respected gold merchants in all of Al-Qamar, known not for his riches, but for his wisdom. Travelers came from faraway lands to hear him speak, and he always ended his talks with the same message. "Dearest friends, maybe you too have stood where I once stood, afraid to speak, afraid to fail, afraid to be seen. Fear can whisper that you are small, but it only has power if you listen. Confidence is not a gift, it is something you build. One step, one word, one act of courage at a time. You don't need to change your life overnight. Start small. Speak even when your voice shakes. Show up even when your heart races. Forgive yourself when you fall. Courage doesn't mean you stop being afraid. It means you walk forward with your fear. When you act first, confidence will rise to meet you. Because like gold in the fire, your strength is already within. It only waits to be revealed."